Hi, and welcome to IBC and to Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry slot, where we've got some of our key customers talking about some of the hot topics at the show and some of their key announcements. So my first guest today on the sofa, very nice sofa, is Bryn-Jensen, who's CEO of Nevion. Welcome, Guy.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Rob. Very happy to be here.
Very good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so as a media transport company, you know, that's the heart of your business there. I mean, what do you think are some of the current challenges and opportunities for broadcasters out there in delivering content?
Very good question. There are a lot of opportunities and there's some definitely some challenges. I think really to answer that question, you have to look at us as consumers, you know, how we consume content. That has changed dramatically, you know, over the last few years. We want more content, better quality content. We want to consume the content anywhere, at any time, any device, and all of that. So that is the biggest challenge, I would say, for a broadcaster or any kind of content provider. The opportunity with it is obviously that having a content offering that you can deliver to multiple consumption devices enables you also to offer new services. You know, even you know, one of the highest revenue generating services for a broadcaster, especially private broadcaster, which are advertising. It will give an opportunity to offer different type of advertising, maybe even interactive advertisement over multiple platforms. But in order to do it, you need to build the capabilities in-house to package and deliver that content on all these different platforms.
Right.
So I would say it's the biggest challenge. And then with the opportunity, you know, there's a lot of talk about IP.
Yep.
There's no doubt, I would say it's now a fact, that mature IT technologies, they are making a solid entrance into the traditional broadcast space.
Yep.
You know, proven IT technologies and proven IT even business practices is making its entrance.
Yeah.
Within that lies a need for investment. You know, because all the broadcasters have made significant investments in legacy platforms and technologies.
Yeah.
Now they need to invest again to move things over to more IT-centric platforms and IP.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
In that lies another advantage, because doing it, you will make your whole business operation much more agile.
Yeah.
You know,
you're absolutely right. I mean, IP seems to be a hot topic here at this year's show. It's something that's definitely gathering momentum. I mean, what do you see as some of the main advantages for broadcasters of adopting IP-based infrastructure?
Well, it's we can say with one sentence is cost reduction. That's one, maybe the biggest one. As part of that comes increased utilization of your resources.
Right.
You know, resources in terms of technology, network resources, but also human resources.
Yeah.
Because adopting you know, IP, which is really a way of packaging linear video, you can utilize it more dynamically, almost anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
And you can automate workflows much more effectively.
Yeah.
We have customers today that have really seriously deployed IP all over.
Right.
And they tell us they reduce their operational expenditure with you know, up to 75%.
Wow.
Which is, you know, it's a business case that really stands on its own.
Absolutely.
So, and difficult to argue why not save 75% of your OPEX.
Yeah.
But it takes some to get there. Yeah. Because you need training.
Yeah.
You might even over time change the way you work and do things. So there is a transition time and a need for investment to get there.
Yeah. And with that in mind then, what are some of Nevion's key announcements for IBC this year?
I think this is it, really.
Yeah.
What we're presenting at IBC this year, we slightly introduced it at NAB in April. We're taking all the legacy of broadcast technologies and products and workflows and making it future-proof, enabling it for a future IP environment. So we are showing how our customers, broadcast customers, and even service provider customers can, take advantage of past investments and gradually migrate towards a much more dynamic environment. So on IP.
And as well as IP, and is there anything else particularly that's caught your eye at the show, or some broad themes that you've spoken? It's probably too early to have had a walk around the halls yet, but I know you've been tied to the booth. But just in terms of broad themes.
Yeah, no, quite honestly, I haven't been walking around a lot yet, but I've spoken to a lot of people, and I talked to a lot of press and other industry colleagues. Compression and 4K, it's a huge topic. I think compression comes with the need to get more out of less. So that's a big topic. Definitely convergence and IP is a hot topic, across the board. Again, it's driven by the business benefits of it. To really get more out of the same or even less.
Okay. Great, thank you very much. I hope you have a good rest of show, and thanks for joining us today on the white leather sofa.
All right, I appreciate that.
Thanks
It's great
very much.
coming here. Thanks a lot, Rob.
Bye-bye. Is that okay?
Great work.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Great. Thanks, Guy. And welcome back, and thank you very much for joining us. We have on the sofa here, we have Kevin Fitzgerald from Gearhouse Broadcast, one of the top broadcast systems integrators and services providers, and we have Barry Revels from Lavo. So welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us and for boosting the Irish contingent on the sofa here.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Now I know you guys have at the show. You're talking about a new partnership that you've made together. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the partnership and then what the announcement will mean for your customers, please.
Well, I mean, Lavo have historically been very specialised in the audio end of things, but their video products now have become they're so innovative and advanced that they're going to offer so many different new facilities in a very, very small footprint to a lot of our customers, which essentially are the small OB companies, the larger OB companies and broadcasters and small TV studios. So with the strength in Lavo's products, it's going to grow and grow in their video range, and we felt it was absolutely vital for us to be associated with them.
Brilliant. Sounds exciting news. And from your point of view, Barry, why did you choose Gearhouse Broadcast to represent you in the UK and Ireland here?
Sure, Gearhouse was almost an obvious choice for us. There's three really, really good reasons. First of all, the guys at Gearhouse and Lavo have got very good history. We've completed many good projects together. The relationship between the people is solid. Second of all, the technical support that Gearhouse can provide to this product, I think is well respected throughout the region. So it gives confidence as people move in towards the video products at Lavo. And really, third of all, from a pure marketing point of view, the marketing clout that Gearhouse have within the industry is really second to none. So those three things put together, made it an easy choice for us.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because I mean, Lavo's obviously very well known from an audio background, and that's where most people, I guess, will recognise you. I mean, can you tell us more about your kind of range of video solutions? Kind of why you've branched out into that area?
Very much so. I think in the past there was always a clear divide between audio and video. That's no longer the case, especially as IP comes into it, as it's very much more integrated, the crossover between the two products. So Lavo identified the need to further integrate with other Lavo companies. So we recruited a core team of people from the world-beating Grass Valley team to come in and develop these products. And I think the results of the product range and how it's growing really just confirm the decisions we made was absolutely a good way to go. Yeah.
And from your point of view then, Kevin, what are some of Gearhouse's key announcements? What are the stories for the show for you guys?
Well, obviously the partnership with Lavo is a very, very important one for us. We also are launching what we call our OB Lite trailer system, which is it's a small OB unit on a small footprint. It's a show on the Hitachi stand 11D42. It's a fully integrated 8-camera system and really ideal for small sporting events or light entertainment or even concerts, and the cost is really, really low, and we don't think it's really been done before, and we think this as a concept. It's a really, really powerful one, and it'll open up the marketplace to an awful lot of people. As well as that, we've announced a partnership with Ross here at the show as well, and a number of other small things that were coming up. We have another major announcement to make over the weekend as well, but really looking forward to it.
Fantastic, looking forward to that. I mean, and I guess some of those announcements will meet head on some of the challenges that broadcasters are facing out there, and they need to do more for less in a more compact footprint.
Very much so. I mean, that was the thought process behind the OB Lite unit. I mean, budgets are constantly being pressed down. There still isn't the major budget there to put a 24-camera system out with local TV sports demand for local TV, local sports to be broadcasters, and people are expecting more and more on the internet, and you can't put a £10 million truck out on a local football game. So we believe there's a lot to be spoken for.
And the same question for you then, Barry. I mean, some of the the challenges and the opportunities that Lavo's helping broadcasters with.
I think there's more opportunities than challenges at the moment.
That's a good sign.
Indeed, especially as the industry is moving more towards the IP and cloud as well. So Lavo, while they've been their initial video range has been really based around processing and so on, but we're now launching a line which looks at contribution and production via IP, just 1 gig and 10 gig systems plus JPEG 2000. This is changing the market and changing the OB market and changing the delivery of, especially being led by sports broadcasting at the moment, and it's really great to be at the front of this.
Fantastic. Is there anything in particular that's caught your eye, either of you at the show this year? Maybe start with you, Barry, or is it a bit too early to say? You haven't left the booth yet?
I haven't left the booth much, but yesterday after build-up of the booth, we walked around, and definitely going back to what I was saying before about IP systems and contribution, that is the focus, especially going forward with 4K.
Yeah, and for you, Kevin?
Well, certainly 4K is a very, very big issue for us in the sports network, and how that's going to be dealt with in an outside broadcast environment. But I also think there's a big movement now towards that second screen experience, integration with social media, and how that's handled. And more that's becoming more and more prevalent in the marketplace, and I'm very curious to see how people deal with that at the show. Yeah.
Well, may I wish you both all the success at the show. Hope it's a successful one for you. And thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Phil. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay.
So I'm in LA this week. I've been doing some direct-to-client commercial work. I thought it was a perfect opportunity to test out the 1DC's HDMI mirroring mode with the Teradek Cube. I love to shoot handheld, I love to shoot run and gun. The Teradek Cube has made that possible for me. It's something the size of a deck of cards on top of the camera that's sending a wireless feed to all of my clients. It was great, you know, my director was able to see the shots the whole time. This is a feature that's exclusive to the 1DC for now, but in the next couple of months, they're releasing a firmware update for the 5D Mark III that'll add it to the camera. So I want to do a test to kind of show the lack of delay that I'm getting really close. The Teradek Cube in the last year has become an essential part of my arsenal. It's really great to be able to use the Teradek Cube with the 1DC and still use the LCD. But in a couple of months, it's going to be on the Mark III. So start getting ready to get your cubes, because once this feature comes out, it's a whole new ball game.
And welcome back to the Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry segment here. On the sofa, I'm very pleased to announce we have Alex Grossman from Quantum, the media workflow management specialist. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today,
Glad to be
Alex.
here today.
Fantastic. It'd just be good to get some of your thoughts on some of the hot topics here at IBC. You probably haven't had much chance to look around yet, but coming into it with all the buzz.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of time to look around. I'll tell you, to me, the hottest topic is still the 4K workflow. So we're of course workflow specialists.
Sure.
You know, we work in, of course, media and entertainment in the area of infrastructure. So what 4K really does to the infrastructure and what challenge is going to bring for broadcasters. It's really exciting.
And big data is clearly a hot topic here at the show, and it's something that everybody's talking about and would seem to sit perfectly in your sweet spot there at Quantum.
Yeah, it's a great place to be. I mean, as resolutions go up, frame rates go up, people care about it. You know, we do what we call big data, and media entertainment is the original big data. So people care about the content and managing that content, and that content's getting bigger every year. I mean, now it really moves into things like what happens with second screen. That's another big topic that we care about, because now it's the mashup between computer and your TV, and what does that mean for broadcasters going in the future, and how they're going to manage that, and how they're going to deliver more content at the same time and maintain that, repurpose that content.
Yeah. I mean, what have been some of the big changes in the broadcasting market over the last year then?
I think it's mainly second screen. It really is. The big change is having broadcasters now have to think about not delivering just for one channel, but essentially a second channel because of second screen, and thinking, what am I going to repurpose from what I put on the air to what's on the second screen? And how do I make that appealing and exciting? And how do I turn it around real quickly, because things change so fast? So their workflow is really getting strained because they have to do this very quickly.
Yeah. And in terms of the announcements that you guys are making at the show, what are some of the key? If you could just talk us through some of the key top-line ones.
This is really exciting. I mean, IBC 2013 for us is extremely exciting because we've announced StorNext 5, and StorNext 5 is the next generation of StorNext. StorNext is it's our file system, as we call it, but essentially it's the media workflow tool that we use that underlies everything that anybody can do in an open broadcasting and post-production environment. So what's exciting about StorNext 5, it really breaks this generation out, and it has about 10 times the performance of the last StorNext, and StorNext was and still is the industry leader in open broadcast. With 10 times the performance, we can scale to 5 times the number of files. Right. And the reason for doing that is because people are looking at more nearline storage, more long-term storage, just saving more content digitally, and they need to do that. The other thing about StorNext 5 that's really exciting, and not to capitalize everything on StorNext 5, but what's exciting about it is it's a 2.5-year ground-up development where the engineers took millions of lines of codes apart and built it to be extremely modern. So it takes advantage of all the modern hardware that you can put below it, and just streamlines the workflow. Makes it faster, more efficient, which I think is really important, and more flexible. So now you don't have to worry about what interface people are using or what storage they're using. It's just fast and flexible.
And then one of the other hot topics we're seeing here at the show, and it's something that's become a little bit of a buzzword at the show and within the industry, is the whole concept of object storage.
Oh yeah, that is a buzzword, no doubt about it.
Just wonder if you give us a bit of a what is object storage, and how can it help, and what's Quantum's take on it?
It's a very interesting take. So Quantum has actually been in the media and entertainment piece of object storage probably longer than anybody, as far as delivering product. And what I think is really exciting about it is, from the Quantum standpoint, object storage has always been what people consider powering the cloud. So when you think about object storage, you think about very scalable storage that is more reliable over the long term, what we call durability, than something like RAID when you're talking about disk space. And in some cases, it competes at the very high end of long term with tape. Tape is always great because you can take it off site, but people who want accessibility or might want to disperse the content over in the assets over a certain amount of geographic dispersion, object storage is great for that. Well, Quantum has had a big advantage because the on-ramp to object storage has always been the cloud. Well, Quantum can plug it directly into StoreNext, and you actually get a level of performance that is unmatched in object storage. Is it the buzz? I would say last year it was the buzz, this year it's the buzz, but people like Quantum are delivering it.
Yeah.
In fact, we
So
had a
becoming
great
real now.
win.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just did. In fact, the ARC is a post-production facility in London that just decided that all their nearline is going to go to object storage, and they're going to shrink the amount of online they use, which will save them money, which will make managing it easier, and now they can grow that own content and the content they have very large. So I think the buzz has turned into reality here.
Fantastic. So it looks like it could be an exciting show for you guys, and
It's
hope
incredible.
it's a successful one for you. I think that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for joining us,
Thank you very
Alex.
much. Have a great
appreciate
day.
it. And you.